It has never been done before. This is something that never been done before in a live reality game, never been done before on any reality show. Our players this season will have a chance to dramatically affect how the game plays out.
This has been a crazy start to this game already.
But as we know, games like this are all about choices that you make. Those choices determine actions that you take, and ultimately there are results that you have to face the consequences of.
Oh boy, was that something.
This is Outlast 2024, Choose Your Own Adventure.
And then we learned that this is Choose Your Own Adventure, which seems chaotic and fun.
Some chaos is not my forte. I like things being calm and strategic.
I'm expecting a hell of a break loose.
I was not expecting for 2 or 3 twists to get thrown at us right away. And really threw the fuel on the fire from minute 1.
And much like the Choose Your Own Adventure books, players will have an opportunity to decide what happens next. They will decide how many tribes start the game. They will decide how those tribes will be divided. They'll decide when they merge, when they swap, if there's a final 2 or a final 3. They will be making decisions in the game about how this game will roll out.
Both decisions, when they were made, I was like, ugh, not a big fan.
I think a lot of anxiety set in for maybe more than just me.
And we could not be more excited to see what decisions they make
You can't prepare for the unexpected.
and how it affects the outcome of the game.
I have to keep reminding myself, like, these are not my friends. Like, I don't know them. They're gonna do, if it's not them, it's me.
Outlast is a game of luck, so like why not just let Lady Luck be in charge?
We are playing Outlast, Choose Your Own Adventure.
In games like these, it's hard to be a good player, but it's even harder to be an iconic player. So I'm not just here to win. I want to entertain all of you guys as I do it. So I'm going to commit to the bit 100% and have as much fun as I can. I just don't want to be an early boot, hopefully. That's the goal.
My main strategy starting is going to be just really laying low and downplaying all of my physical capabilities. That's what has gotten me in the past. So I'm really going to play up that I'm just a girl. I got my nails done, I got my lashes done, I did my hair this morning, I'm just a girl. And then once we get to the merge, it's a different time. But I just need to figure this out for now because the beginning is the hardest part. My biggest fear starting the game is the weather. I'm terrified of the weather.
I've played a few of these games. This is my 5th LRG, and I've come in with kind of set strategy for a lot of them. And I think I want to be a little bit more flexible with this. I kind of want to get in here and see who's here, see who I'm feeling good with, and let my game kind of evolve as it goes along.
I'm going to try to play a pretty aggressive game. I'm excited to play hard, hopefully find some idols. But yeah, should be great.
Be ready to adapt as quickly as necessary because that's what the game is all about. Like pivoting as quick as you can to stay with the pace, to stay in the game, doing whatever is necessary. If that means lying, if that means like sneaking around, I don't care. I'll do it to get as far as I can.
I'm going to try to make friends first and then, yeah, just wing it from there. I feel bad, but I feel like if I make bonds with people and they trust me and they're going to keep me around somebody they can trust. So I want to be friends to everybody, but not really anybody because I want to be the winner. I'm so scared of being seen as like boring or not fitting in or like the outsider. So hopefully I do just enough that they like me.
I'm going to not let them know that I'm actually a military police officer. But, you know, with what I do in my life, I am able to analyze and adjust to people and kind of get them to do what I want them to do. This is part of my job. And so basically I'm just going to go in there, not be too aggressive at first, but make an alliance, you know, build our alliance up. And then once it comes to merge, go aggressive from there and try to win some challenges.
just keep smiling and going with the flow and kind of fly under the radar and then surprise them that the 45-year-old bomb before can kick all their asses.
My strategy has totally changed from what I was planning to do at the beginning when I first got accepted to now. I'm just going to be myself. There's not going to be any false information, but I'm going to play the game hard. But my goal is to make a lot of friends, make very few enemies, and just enjoy. I think enjoying the game is a big part of doing it. What I've seen is people enjoying the game do well.
You know, someone like me, so long as I don't do anything dumb in the first day, can normally make it at least a few rounds before things start getting crazy. So I'm just gonna kind of lie low, make those social connections, and then hopefully really turn it on at the end and go full challenge beast ideally when I have to.
I'm relying mostly on social. I'm pretty good socially. I'm pretty good with all different types of people. So that should be my strategy in the beginning, just get people to feel like we're old friends. So then how can you vote out your old friend? You know, that's my big strategy in the beginning. I'm gonna try and pretend that I am a sweet, very kind person, and I'm just gonna be behind the scenes trying to stir up as many lies as I can, get people to turn against each other and not myself, and be as chaotic as possible on the down low.
I definitely plan on being sneaky, not too sneaky. Definitely playing for the team, but also playing for myself. It's one of those fine lines that you have to walk.
My basic main strategy would be adjust. I'm an emotional player and I am a loyal player, so I'm hoping that I could turn that off.
We'll see what the game throws at me, but I would need a few shields to hide that I'm pretty physical. So we'll see. It's all about adapting, right? So I've got to adapt to what's thrown my way. Once the merge hits, I'm ready to hike it up into 5th gear and play the middle as best as I can.
I think I normally come out kind of hard in the beginning and everyone's like, Kayla, just chill out and you'll probably be fine. But I don't have much chill in my body ever. So it's gonna take a lot, but I'm gonna really try to tone it down and then go a little harder at the merge.
I'm keeping myself open and adaptable. That's my number one motto, is to stay adaptable.
I really would like to create an alliance with the girls, because I feel like that's always the plan. There's always a girls alliance that always falls apart, and then these guys barrel through to the finals.
I'm going to play hard. I'm going to try to play smart. I don't want to go out early. I know luck's a factor, but I'm going to do everything I can to put myself in a great position to get to the end. And I hope in 4 days from now, I'll be giving my final tribal council speech.
I'm here to surround myself with people. I want to find stuff. I want to play stuff. I want to play the game. And I'm just going to give it my all and hope for the best.
Hopefully win as much as I can early on. Keep whatever numbers I'm with at the start as strong as I can. Heading into swaps, heading into the merge. And then sort of really just take a back seat and then just become like a piece of furniture, not really talk much, not really feel like I'm strategizing much, and hopefully become a little forgotten about.
Like as he was walking up, I was like inching to stand up and just run and grab one. But I stayed in my seat because I was I told myself when I come here, I'm gonna be chill. I'm gonna sit back, let other people do things, make the decisions. I always do myself a fool, right?
So Justin put those scrolls on the box and I knew instantly I was not going. I was gonna sit tight. I think oftentimes if you make a move too early, it just gets perceived the wrong way that you're a serious player. So I was gonna sit.
It was crazy because I wanted to jump up so bad. I'm I don't know, do I want to be bold and go grab the scrolls? But then okay, do you want to be a target so early on? No, just sit here. So, but I was excited to see what they actually were.
Scrolls when Justin put the scrolls on the table, I figured it wasn't an advantage. I felt like that would be a very bold thing to do early on, and I mean, they could have done it. But I think that ultimately I was pretty sure that it would not be something super insane that would put a target on my back, which is why I was kind of okay considering getting up, but was totally fine when someone else got up.
What do I fucking do? I stand up and I grab a scroll.
Because my natural inclination is like, oh, I'll be the volunteer, because like I'm a teacher, I'm always looking for volunteers. I was like, not today, Satan.
I was glad that 2 people did. We could be still sitting there right now. I told myself coming here, like, try not to stand out, at least like early in the game. And I gotta tell you, like, when he put them out, my body was like twitching, saying, go get one of the scrolls. But it was too early for me to make a move and be that public.
All right, players, you can make your way this way, please. Grab your stuff. All right, I can officially now welcome you to Outlast 2024, our 3rd season. The game of Outlast brings a lot of different elements together. But at the core of it, you will be making choices that determine some actions that you take that will ultimately derive some results, right? We're going to play off that theme. You're going to make choices that will require you to take some action, and there will ultimately be some sort of result based on that action. So this season, for season 3, we are playing Outlast, Choose Your Own Adventure. All right. Now, what does that mean? What that means is you as the players are going to dictate how this game plays out. You will be making the key decisions of how this game happens. And we're going to make the first decision right now. I need Kayla and Seth, grab your scrolls and come on up. I'm going to stand right here. Seth, I'll have you stand over here. Which scroll do you want? Can you scroll this down? All right, Seth. We're going to open that up and read it out loud to us all.
Choose your own adventure. You will now decide how many tribes will start this game, 2 or 3. 2 tribes offers you more players around you, more options for allies, and it's easier to hide. But more people means it's more unpredictable, more variables. In addition, you must win the immunity challenges to stay away from tribal council. 3 tribes offers you less players, so you might be a bit more exposed. But you could also, but it could also mean less chaos, and coming in 2nd place in immunity challenges will keep you out of most tribal councils. Which one you choose, you must decide now.
So, Seth is going to make the decision on if this game starts in 2 tribes or 3 tribes. Seth.
3.
3. There will be 3 tribes to start. Kayla, you can open up that scroll.
You will now decide how the tribes will be divided. 3 tribes was selected. Your options are: the person holding this scroll divides the 3 tribes completely, a completely random draw, schoolyard pick with random captains who will make the first picks, and then the players chosen will make the subsequent picks. The cones you stood on will determine your tribes, and a 1-minute scramble to form a tribe of 7.
So Kayla, which of those 5 options do you choose? Do you have any questions about them before you make your decision?
Oh God.
And I was literally in my head, I was like, please don't say 1-minute scramble. Please don't say that. 1 minute scramble?
Is that your official decision?
And then she said it and I was like, I hate that. I hate that stress. Yes.
That's your official decision. All right. When I say go, you will have 1 minute to find a group of 7. It is up to you to determine who they are.
I was kind of flabbergasted that Kayla picked such a chaotic way to do that. I thought for sure she was going to go with like the random draw and let people kind of pick tribes that way. So that kind of tells me to keep my eye on her and, you know, maybe some of the game that she's playing.
All right, your time starts now. Find your tribe of 7.
She chose a 1 minute scramble, which is not what I would have chosen, and I don't. Yeah, that was not great. That was not great.
1 minute scramble? What? I'm like, girl, calm down. Not now. Not now.
I thought that would be the last thing that she would pick, so I was not even mentally prepared for that at all.
I was not expecting Scramble to be picked. Who picked Scramble? Who picked Scramble?
Okay, what do we got? This is too many.
But it seems like the people around me were all in agreement that you just grab the 7 nearest people to you and we form a group.
So my strategy was to not go up to anybody, let them come to me and see who gravitates towards me.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
It happened pretty quickly, and it happened in a way that it wasn't abrupt, but it just seemed natural. Like, okay, there's eye contact with this person, eye contact with that person, and we all just kind of went, okay, yep, we're gonna work together.
So I went with him. Then he was sitting there trying to like, okay, now I need this. I'm like, Seth, we have to go, dude. I'm like, come on, Seth, we're going. Like, I had to like pull him over here. Like, he's there trying to analyze. Like, dude, stop overthinking stuff. We need to make a tribe now. We're not gonna get. I don't want to get sent with one of those other tribes because honestly, they look pretty weak compared to our tribe. So I want to make sure we're good to go.
We feel good about this. Oh my God.
I was about to say, I'll go.
Wait, what? Now we got
Drew and Lachey both jumped ship. And then I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And then we were like, wait, but now we only have 6. Like, someone has to come back. And someone literally like dragged Lachey back to our tribe. And I was like, thank God, because I really wanted her to be on our tribe.
Wait. Yeah.
You didn't set me into a no, you really were like so far. So.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, do we have our 7? So this opening challenge is designed to help you gather some things that you will need to start the game. This will help make your camp life better, because right now you have nothing. So you have to earn every little thing. All right, so for this first challenge, you are going to participate in 4 different activities to gather burlap bags that inside have tokens. Those tokens on, say, tarp, rice, fruit and granola bars, there's a machete, there's a lot of different things in those bags, but you won't know what they are. You can't see in the bags to see where your tokens are, all right? So you're gonna go to one of the 4 stations, one at a time, and you're gonna retrieve a bag and bring it back to your mat. You will not open it until the challenge is over, so don't open any bags, all right? You just wanna gather as many bags as you can in 15 minutes. There's a 15-minute time cap, and you're all doing this at the same time. All right, but it's 1 person per tribe at a time that goes out. All right, the 4 stations over there, you can't quite see it, but I promise it's over there. There's a grappling hook station. You use a grappling hook, you will toss it out to retrieve a bag. Once you retrieve a bag, you'll bring it back to your mat. Then the next person can go. All right, down the path. There's 3 stations down that path. First one is going to be to the left. Hidden amongst the woods are 2 metal buckets. And those buckets are the bags. Very easy to get them once you find them. So the whole challenge is trying to find those buckets where the bags are hidden. On the right side, pretty close, you'll see a table with bags tied to it. All you gotta do is undo the knots, bring the bags back. So again, pretty easy to find. You just got to do the knots. The last station, much further down the path, and to the right is a sand pit where you'll dig in the sand to find a bag. I'm not going to tell you how many bags are at each station. All right, so you got to communicate as a tribe to know where there are still bags left. But it's a 15-minute maximum. If you're taking too long at a station and you want to come back without a bag, that's totally up to you if you want to send your next tribe member out, but only one tribe member out at a time. All right, well, you guys strategize and then we'll get any questions. For the first challenge of Outlast 2023, gather as many supply tokens as you can. Make your camp life a little better. Players ready? Go!
Not over the yellow.
Incredible. Ashley.
All right, Coachy.
Ashley.
I did actually practice this. Where was my ball?
I don't think these ones exist. Oh, never mind.
All right, all bags have been found. All bags have been found. All right, we're gonna see what you got. So we'll start with the Coachy. Let's open up your bags. What y'all got? So Coachy, what do you have?
2 flints, 2 fruit and granola bars, a tarp, pot,
A rope.
Pot and a rope.
Tribal advantage.
And a tribal advantage. Natiko, what do you got?
I have 2 machetes, a tarp, and a tinder kit.
2 machetes, a tarp, and a tinder kit. And for Luce, what do you have?
We got a choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure.
Rice.
More rice and a pot. Mosquito netting.
Nope.
Tarp.
All right. So, Turloose, somebody needs to read this.
Oh no.
Julian, go for it.
To choose your own adventure, you will now decide how this reward challenge ends. Option 1, your tribe can steal 1 item from any items that the other tribes or tribe have. Option 2, you can force the other tribe or tribes to give up one of the items they won in the challenge. Option 3, 2 tribe members from each tribe will stay behind for 5 minutes of open bartering time, where all tribe with all tribe supplies, while the remaining members of the tribe go to their camp. Which will you choose? You must choose one, and you must decide now. Is it me?
You as a group can decide. So just
Steal the tribe advantage.
so option 1 is steal an item. Option 2.
Yeah, we have the rice. We don't have a machete.
We don't have a machete. Do we need a machete?
But we don't want to steal their advantage.
So many machetes, guys.
Luce, what is your decision?
We've decided that we want to steal an item.
Okay.
And we want to steal the tribal advantage.
Wow.
All right. Okay. So what this means is bring this to any challenge. And once you hear how the challenge is, you can say we want the advantage for this challenge. You turn this block in. You won't know what the advantage is until after you make that decision. All right? You can use it for any challenge in the tribal phase of the game. All right, so hold on to that. All right, so that is how this reward challenge ends. Your camp, you're going to take the box that has the blue top on it. It's got sunscreen, bug spray, flashlight, the safety stuff I talked about. Grab your bags and Allison will take you up to camp. You're going to take that tribe box and you're going with Jess to your camp.
The scramble worked out great because I actually, just standing there, I felt like I connected with a couple people around me. So we instantly just grabbed like six or seven in a line, and that was our team. So we're excited.
3 tribes I was okay with because like more opportunities to be safe and a smaller group of people to bond with. But it is going to be hard when we start having to pick each other off.
The formation of the tribes was not what I was hoping for right off the bat.
I love our tribe. Our tribe is phenomenal. I think we got good vibes. I really adore all of them. There's like no one that I'm like, I could live without this person. Like I want all of us to make it so far.
I feel like potentially 2 groups of 10 and 1 extra person, because I think there's 21 people in the cast, would have been a little bit better for me, because I feel like I'm not a person who would get singled out as an easy first boot.
Well, so the first person that was sitting at the little cones when we checked in, I was like, oh, it's just some guy. I went to the porta potty. I come back and lo and behold, it's my friend Julian, who I know. I didn't really want to be on a tribe with Julian to start, but we are. I just wanted us to be able to meet other people. So far we have talked a little bit. We don't plan on turning against each other, which is good. We've only ever played traders together, so we actually don't know any like game stuff about each other. So I'm excited to play with Julian.
I'm trying to gel with my tribe. Like I feel like I'm still just a little bit nervous being with so many strangers, but looking to connect with like the weirder players. Like, okay, I see you, you see me. Hopefully I can turn it around and like make more personal relationships, because I'm like really excited to play the game and really happy to be here.
Everybody's been very kind of like kumbaya. So we'll see. Yeah, nobody's like sticking out as a red flag of like, oh.
We have a beautiful fairy palace in our camp already that I'm sure all the other tribes are jealous of. So we're going to be hopefully sleeping tonight very well with no bugs. Don't take a punch to the rock. I would be. I think we should. Yeah.
Just for fun. Shits and games.
So we need little.
We got the most, well, we tied for getting the most, but then we also stole the tribe we got the most from, their tribe advantage, because of the thing we got. So I think my tribe is going to be looked at. If there's any sort of like targeted competition, they're going to want to come for us.
We do have the tribal advantage, so if we can use that to guarantee immunity at the first challenge, or at least make it easier for us to get immunity at the first challenge, that would be such a relief off my shoulders, because I really, really do not want to be the first one out of here.
I'm gonna pull from my lessons from Janet Carbon, and I'm gonna start this fucking fire, because Janet herself taught me, but I don't have a fucking machete.
Oh god. Why is the entire guys?
Why are they all?
No. Where is
Where's
our buddy Steven? He's not here.
Bringing matches.
He's been away for a little too long.
In my mind, I'm worried that I could get taken out if I do anything that kind of puts me on the radar.
I really like Eric. He seems really sweet and our personalities match. And Lauren, I like Lauren a lot. I would be interested in working with him and her. So hopefully we can make something happen.
And I'm very excited to have Lachey on my tribe. And I really like Eric as well.
It's interesting. So I have 2 kids. They're both 20. So it kind of draws me into the younger crowd in a strange sort of way. And oddly, a lot of my friends are younger. So I'm 55. So most people in our group are the 20-somethings. I think there's 2 of us or 3 of us who are probably 40, 50 with kids, I believe.
I really like Rachel. I really like Julian. I haven't gotten to really talk one-on-one with Julian yet. That's probably my next step, is just kind of like getting to see what the vibe is like with him.
And then Jess and Steven right now are just kind of there for me. Right now they're all struggling really hard to make fire, and I really didn't want to make fire. I did not want to show anyone I can make fire.
We are
We kind
fancy.
of slayed that, honestly.
Oh, there we go. Look at all those sparks. I would try scraping mine.
I did, and it's...
And I think I might have to make fire because none of them know how to do it. And
So I have never done anything like this before. I'm very new to like these live games. The woods is so icky. There's bugs. People who are watching know me. I just want to lay on my bed and like watch TV, and this is like so out of my comfort zone, but I'm here. This is fun.
I'm so excited. I was an alternate last year, and when I got the invite in, I was so excited. It was funny because I wanted to do so many different challenges myself and get ready and do flint. I did none of that. I decided I didn't want to be too strong, too good at anything, and I'm just going to be myself.
We're all gelling super well. We're all super friendly. Everyone seems to kind of know how they want to be playing the game. Tribe strong.
You know, the game will throw things at you that you think might be a curse, and it ends up being a blessing in disguise. And I feel like the way things have worked out, I feel like that's probably the case, that those two decisions ended up being blessings in disguise for all of us.
Like, everyone's really funny. It's great. We're all having banter already. And I love everyone, so I'm really hoping that we're not going to tribal council anytime soon.
we won't go to tribal for a while. Not on my watch.
So we find out that it's choose your own adventure, which is crazy. I mean, I loved those books as a kid. And immediately, like, the game is afoot, right? Like, how many tribes do you want? How are we going to pick those tribes?
I don't know if I'm the biggest fan, because I feel like that puts the power into the hands of people to choose what they may want. I feel like if that was ever to come across my table, if I had to choose, it then sort of puts eyes on me as I've made a public choice. So I think I like the randomness a little bit more, just in the fact that it doesn't put the decision in other people's hands, and it doesn't draw eyes towards me.
The theme is wild. I would like to make as least choice as possible so that I cannot be blamed for things.
So I got to choose how the tribes were divided. And I chose the second craziest way. The first craziest way would be if I had chosen the tribes individually. But like, I didn't really have enough of a read on people. But there were a few people I knew I wanted. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do a scramble so I can just like pull the people I want. And I feel like I got a perfect tribe for me.
People always say, I think, when they start out with their tribe that there's nobody they want to vote off. But I'm definitely identifying certain traits in people. Like Kayla, as much as she says she wanted to sit back, she's a take charge kind of person. I can be that way too, but I'm going to let her do that. But those were some chaotic choices, so I'd like to take both of those people out. Kayla and Seth, I think his name was. Bye, you're done. I'm done with you.
I also know Kayla from just around this New York community. So it was really clutch that she took that first advantage, or took that first decision, and she kind of lined it up so that we could be together. I think it's someone that I can trust right away.
For anybody, when you start a game, your big anxiety is, what tribe will I be on? Will I fit in well in the future? Tribe swaps, will I get tribe screwed? And right away, this was effectively kind of a tribe swap that was happening in real time before the game started. I was excited about it. I felt good. I felt relieved once we formed a tribe. Felt good about that.
I found the perfect tribe. Like, I genuinely could not have picked people better. I think it's great.
So I'm really happy with my tribe. I stood in line with a lot of the tall, strong-looking guys, and that's so perfect for me because I need to hide.
I was originally hoping it'd be 2 tribes so I could hide a little bit.
A lot of times I'm the more athletic person in the tribe, so if I have a ton of people that are taller and bigger and stronger than me and better looking than me, that's perfect for me.
I think in games past where I've been a little bit more secure off the bat, I've probably got to do a little bit more legwork here, which does make me a little fearful. But of course, that's where all the fun comes into it.
I like the dynamic, at least on surface level. We have a few kind of the brawn style. We had some bigger physical men, and then to me it looked like we had some really cerebral women, thoughtful, and most of them look pretty athletic.
Like our team seems to be strong, so I think we will avoid tribal for a while. And even if we do go out, I feel like I can be in the inner circle of this tribe, so I'm stoked about that.
One of my biggest fears coming into this was that I won't be able to keep up with like the physical parts of the game. So I made it through that. I'm proud of myself for that at least. And that wasn't too terrible, although I came back very winded. So yeah, just kind of as my own like self-reflecting journey, that's the first part of it, and I've made it through that part. So hopefully that it's just uphill from here.
This is so brutal. I'm being eaten alive by mosquitoes. They're like legitimately in my hair. I've now sprayed my clean hair with bug spray. We have nothing. Well, we have fruit and some granola bars, which I think is probably the best draw that we could have gotten. And we have a tarp. So we're like, if you look at the ground, like there are bugs in every inch of the ground. So we are going to be covered in bugs while we sleep tonight.
I'm trying to kind of reel in how much I can do. I'm not like an expert in everything, but
David, I heard him say that he like worked on a farm like earlier, and so I kind of clocked that, and then he said it again, and I was like, I feel like that's good outdoorsy skills, and he just seems like a cool guy.
you know, when they ask who can grapple, you know, they all kind of look around that nobody's grappled before, and I sort of joked, I dapple and grapple, you know, and
David is the funny guy, I can already tell.
I'm Bob Crowley's son. Of course I've grappled before. So I didn't want to like act too good at it, but you know, I was the first one to go out because they assumed that would be the hardest one, and I did it in basically 2 shots, like right on the ring, pulled it back.
There's other people that are just trying to be helpful. I'm kind of one of those people. I'm just trying to be helpful, but I'm trying to also stand out as somebody that people may want to work with.
Caitlin, her like energy just really spoke to me, so I was like, I really want to play the game with her. She's similar to my age, and just like I like her vibe.
I appreciate the fearlessness. Kayla stepped up in front of everybody and went and got the scroll. And then once we started our first reward challenge, she really stepped up and had a lot of ideas. Love that.
Kayla is such a directional person and player. She has to have things her way and doing things and making decisions, and she's out there, which is good for my game because I can hide behind that.
Just based on her personality, I feel like she could be somebody that becomes a target at some point.
Kind of like, I want to vote me out already because I said, Kayla, chill the fuck out, and then I just don't do it.
I want control, and I'm afraid that she's going to try and take that.
I like Luke, I like Kayla, of course, and I like Nina a lot. So we'll see if we can get that crew together.
Josh seems like very receptive to everything that I'm sort of putting out there. And
so I love Luke. At first he wasn't smiling at all during the like sitting down portion of coming in, and I was like, dude, this guy's so serious. And then I heard his accent. He's from Australia. I lived in Australia for 1.5 years. It was like a perfect lineup for like him to be on my tribe to start.
Yeah, I'm thinking, but I want to make sure that it isn't openly known to the rest of my tribe that I am thinking about this game as deeply as I am. I sort of want to be cool, calm, collected, just sort of give off that vibe that I'm just floating around, like happy-go-lucky, sort of quite aloof to everything that's going on, because I feel like that I can do my best work when I'm sort of building off the back of that.
I have 2 survival challenge people, Luke and David. So that's helpful. I've already talked to both of them, and we're both going to try and stick together.
David, I know David's played Survival Challenge, and I know he's Bob Crowley's son.
One of the things I need to consider as I play this game is that I'm related to Bob Crowley. I'm his son.
So, and I know that he's switched on and he's smart.
I'm not going to hide from it. I'm going to try to get ahead of it and my approach to this game is going to be is to be honest where it makes sense to be honest. Because look, I can try to hide that stuff, but somebody else here might know me or know my connection to someone like my dad, and it could blow my whole game up. Why not get ahead of that and be honest? And my guess is it's going to be perceived as an asset, not a liability.
I'm trying to like really build trust right off the jump with hopefully everyone, so that everyone can see me as a reliable ally. But I do want I want to find that idol real bad.
And just so you know, my mom told me, don't tell anyone you're Bob Crowley's son, because you're gonna be the first boot. They're gonna know you're connected. Don't do it. And I'm taking the opposite approach.
I'm gonna try and be as cheerful and positive as possible, and be as sneaky as possible. And I think I want to try and kind of be in the middle of like the guys and the women in this tribe, because I kind of feel like there may be some sort of divide.
Ashley, she's really cool, and she has a good mix of like relaxed and in the group, out there, funny. She has a good vibe, and I think maybe I could have some good conversation with her too.
Me and Ashley are on a path, and she sees something, and I see her like see and step, and then I see like a book like tucked behind a log, and I'm like, what is that? So she grabs it and like sticks it in her pants. So don't know what it is. It was like all tied up with some twine, so we're like not totally sure what it is yet, but I'm sure she'll tell me.
But Kayla and we were gathering firewood, and I saw something, was trying to be sneaky about it, and then she saw it, and then she's like, don't worry, like I want to work with you. So I was like, okay. But I tucked it into my clothing, but I found something, which is really exciting because I've played a couple LRGs and I've never found anything, so I'm very excited about this. So it is a choose your own adventure book, and it has something inside of it. This is so cool. Okay. Let's see. Please just be easy. Oh, it's a lot of writing. Okay. Congratulations. You have found an advantage menu that offers you the opportunity for significant power in the game. Your options are a tribal council pass, which removes any 2 people from tribal council before the vote. Use this to save yourself and an ally, or to manipulate the numbers at tribal council and control the vote. Option 2, the power to mutiny from your tribe before any challenge starts and select which tribe you want to be moved to. Option 3 is steal any player's vote before voting commences. Option 4, the ability to see the votes cast before they are read. Option 5, a challenge advantage for your tribe, or for an individual challenge if you save it until the merge. Okay. Bring this note in the choose your own adventure book. You found it in to the voting booth during any tribal council to exchange them both for the advantage of your choice. This means you may not be able to utilize the power of the advantage you choose at that first tribal council. Okay. Okay. Well, that's really cool, because this could potentially be something I can use at the merge. So if I can keep my social game strong, then I don't have to use this right away. I'm hoping I don't have to use this until merge, because I'm gonna make it to merge.
Oh yeah, I'm part of that.
Garters are pretty harmless.
Yeah, I love snakes. I just don't.
As long as there's no rattlesnakes. Yeah, we're in the wrong range. Really? Yeah.
Rewards weird. We earned multiple machetes. Don't want to brag, but like machetes for days here. No flint, but the thing I really wanted was tarp, and we got that. So I'm stoked for that. That was my main thing that I wanted to get out of that challenge, which we got.
I still can't get over all of that crazy start twist stuff.
Dude, that was...
It was just like so much coming at you. Like, oh.
The title of the season is like choose your own adventure or something like that. So I'm hoping we can have like a subtitle and call it Outlast, Dreyway, or The Highway. And I hope that's how the season plays out.
Really interested to see how this choose your own adventure theme kind of plays out through the season. I think there's a lot of different ways you can apply that, so I think we're going to have to really be on our toes.
Well, because like, what's my choose if it's a final three or two? Like,
when the parchments went down, I felt like I was in like a sociological experiment.
Yes.
I was like, I had to process it, and by the time I processed it, it was over.
I know, right? I was like,
I think there'll be choices of like, should you swap this round, yes or no? Or like, should you merge? Like,
Oh
my gosh,
the title is literally like choose your own adventure. Every round we're gonna get to choose something.
I think the choose your own adventure is really interesting, but it could also bring many twists that odds are a lot of us can't predict.
Do you want to get stung? Do you not want to get stung?
Right.
And some of us chose stung.
You know, I went out looking for firewood. I wasn't looking for firewood, I was looking for an idol. And while looking for an idol, I ended up getting stung by some hornets.
So I think he's
Alright, so I just got stung by something.
Give us a look of agony for the trailer.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably 9.5. It's pretty bad right now, but
I can hear it now. Outlast, toughest season yet.
hey, you gotta pay for that.
Feeling good about my tribe, good vibes. We have some people who are very eager to do everything that's part of this experience, which is awesome. I get good vibes from everyone on the tribe. I'm super excited.
Day 1. You're good now.
Yeah, checking off the list.
Invincible now.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting personalities. Seth is obviously one that stands out. He cut down a full tree at our camp already in the first 5 minutes. I'm not sure if we need to cut down a full tree for 3 days, but it's fine. We'll cut down trees.
Can somebody take that, sheath it?
Yeah. Seth is on my tribe. He is someone that has stuck out to me from the very beginning.
Oh, sheath it.
If you can just slide it in, buckle it in, you should be good.
When we were all sequestered at the beginning, he came in, he was kind of like nosing around the boxes and took so long to even pick a cone to stand out. So his mind is definitely going, and he proved that even further when he grabbed that scroll at the beginning.
I was like, oh my God, what is happening right now? Then I just started laughing. I was like, this is the worst. People are gonna have to go pick those up and we're just gonna all stare at each other until someone does.
First thought through my head was I'm getting one of those scrolls. And it was one of those choices that I had to make right out of the gate. Is it going to be 2 tribes or is it going to be 3? Each had their positives and negatives. So I definitely had to think, okay, wait, hold on a second. How does this play into my gameplay? And then, so I chose 3.
I'm really glad that it was 3 tribes instead of 2 because there was an odd number of us. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be the one person.
Even if you come in second, you may not have to go to tribal, which I immediately saw that and went, okay, that's a good one. I'm solid with that. I don't really care if anybody else likes it. This is what we're rolling with.
But with the 3 tribes, I think it's easier to control numbers because if I have 4, including myself, then I'm already having majority, which we've already pretty much solidified.
And then the decision was, oh my gosh, to just like grab people was so interesting.
Starting off the bat, I know we had to pick our little cones everywhere, and I recognized Megan from, I think she played Reelfoot, so I made sure I was in the same cone as her. Cones didn't turn out to be like any kind of, anything to do with our tribes after all. So as soon as I saw her make a team together, our tribe, I went straight to her group, me and Seth. And Seth put me right away. He's like, I want you. I'm like, hey, I want you too. So got good impressions with them.
We have Matt, who also seems like a pretty level-headed guy, very interested in talking to him more, hoping we can work together.
So we got me, Matt, and Meg trying to form. Right now we've got 3 strengths, and then we have Margot, who's the brains, who'd be the mom of the group. So it's looking pretty good so far.
I spoke to Austin. I'm hoping to work with Austin as well. Austin has not played a game before. And then Margot would be the 4th one that I'd be very interested in working with, just because of her social skills and her energy. I don't like to carry a ton of social weight. I'm not the most outgoing human in the world. So I like to have people around me that are outgoing and making connections with everyone, and I feel like she would do that.
Meg is awesome. She seems to know her way around camping, which is really helpful.
I think the person that I really feel good about in this beginning stage is Drew. They were someone that I kind of made eye contact with when they were walking up to the big group. They seem really friendly, like they are going to maybe know the game pretty well, so that's someone who I definitely want to try to work with.
Coming into this, I, as an LRG host, I feel like people may know of me, may know who I am. I absolutely know no one. Well, actually, I'm lying. I know of one person, Drew. So I immediately knew I wanted to work with them.
Feeling good, obviously, about Dre, because I know him from previous experience.
I think I could really trust Drew and Dre. Hopefully we can make it to the end together. I'm a loyal player, and if they're telling me they're going to be loyal to me, I'm going to believe it until I have a reason not to. I hope that is not my downfall this game.
Feeling good about Austin, as well as Megan. She seems super, super dope. Haven't really like striked up a conversation with anyone. Don't want to like come off as I'm playing too hard already. Not really suspicious of anyone yet. Seth clearly has like a lot of energy, which can be very good if channeled in the right direction.
Drew is a very calming presence. They're a nurse, which is great. They seem very reliable, so that's good.
Someone that I was like, I don't really know, like they're giving me off vibes, is Seth. And I ended up being on the same tribe as him. So I don't know where that's gonna go, but right now the vibes are pretty good and I'm feeling a little, I don't want to say comfortable because that's when you start to lose it, but I'm feeling pretty good with my tribe.
Dre is another person I'd really like to work with. Dre of the famous Dre Media Empire, so he knows these games super well.
I immediately was gravitated towards Margot.
And Dre immediately came to me because we're both from New Jersey, which is cool.
Everybody seems great so far, but definitely a very diverse set of personalities.
Kind of big personalities on this tribe, which is good. We have a nurse, which makes me feel safe. We have someone that knows how to use the machete, which is not me, which makes me feel safe. And we've had 2 hornet stings in the first 10 minutes.
So it's been less than a couple hours, like it hasn't even been maybe a full hour here. I've already got stung. By what? I don't know.
And it wasn't me. So hopefully it'll stay that way and no one else gets stung. Aside from the hornets, this is like gonna be the best camp.
Perfect. All right.
I know that I do want to keep the strong people together because the strong people are usually the ones voted out first. And I think compared to this cast, I'm considered one of the strong people. Like strong, I guess, because of my agility and speed. So like I said, I want to get with the strong people and still have a good puzzle person on our tribe as well, which would be our 4th member in Margot. So I'm looking forward to having a good time, and it's looking pretty good so far.
I don't really see too many weaknesses in anyone, actually.
I don't think that we are the physically strongest tribe, but it's always unclear what other skills people bring to the table.
I know some people are really hungry, which is great. We'll earn that, but I just felt like tonight would be a disaster without tarp, so.
I know one of the other tribes, they have like, they want food and stuff. I know my tribe wants like Flint or something, but I need food. I don't know how I'm gonna survive out here without food for 4 days, 3 days, however long it is. So if there's an opportunity for me to make a deal with somebody to get even a spoon of rice, I'm gonna do it.
Dre is really funny.
I think I'm the youngest one on my tribe, so I'm playing that little kid role, that little brother role. I don't know how to build anything. I don't know how to do fire. I'm not gonna call any shots right now, and until I know my competition, I feel a bit more comfortable. I've been looking for wood to build shelter, but I'm not looking for wood because I don't know how to build. So I'm looking for an advantage or an idol.
I don't care about wood. You look for an idol. I'm finding wood gatherer. Come on now.
I found a book under a stump. It had like a little piece of string wrapped around it. I have not opened it. I haven't read it because there have been too many people around. But it's got to be something. Hopefully it's an advantage. Hopefully I don't need to read it before the next challenge because I don't see that in my future. But I don't think anyone saw me get it, but it was pretty big and colorful. So I kind of saw it and then I was like, I have to pick this up. And then I looked around and I was like, well, I'm picking this thing up whether or not people see it or not. So I don't know if anyone saw it. I don't know if anyone knows that I had it. There was a lot going on, so hopefully no one did.